FP3 at Holland, we had an accident, and the way the Dutch Grand Prix is shaped, it's in a very nice circuit. But the downside is that if you do have an incident during the session, it takes a long time for that car to come back. So we did not get the car back until half an hour after the session finished. Of course, you have a crew of mechanics per car, but also once Charles's car, so the other car, has finished setting up their car for qualifying, they all go and work for one car. So you could see a swarm of mechanics around Carlos's car working busily, and they managed to get the car ready to go about 5 minutes into the session. So the car was not ready to start qualifying at the start, but 5 minutes into the session, and thanks to that, Carlos managed to get a really good qualifying for the team. Okay, so we came to Zandvoort on a new track, not knowing how the tires would behave. We expected very high tire energies from simulation, so we knew tire wear was going to be a factor. And in F3 practice, we already ascertained that the tire wear was critical. And as such, we believed that on our car, we could do a one-stop race if we used the slowest compound, the C1. We could not do a one-stop race using the two softer compounds, so the soft and the medium. For different reasons, we actually did the same strategy with both drivers. Charles was challenging Gasly, so Charles tried to undercut Gasly early on lap 20, but Gasly stopped before us, so we could not undercut Gasly. And Gasly put a medium early on in the race, and we thought, okay, our best chance here is to play a different hand than Gasly. So if Gasly stops early and puts a medium, we will stop later and put a hard, hoping that Gasly either has to do a two-stop, and so we trump him with a one-stop, or that Gasly runs into trouble with the medium at the end, and Charles has a healthy hard tire at the end. Unfortunately, Gasly managed to deal with his tires quite well with his medium, and Charles was not able to close up the gap. Carlos struggled a bit more in the early stages of the race, and we actually ran out of soft tires early on, and we had to stop before Charles. We stopped as early as Ricciardo got out of the way, out of our tail, and again with Carlos we had stopped early on, so we had no choice but to put the hard to make it to the end from that point onwards. At the closing stages of the race, we all saw that Carlos got overtaken by Fernando Alonso. Carlos had been struggling for pace compared to Charles all through the race. Already on the first stint, Charles pulled away from him easily, and Carlos suffered from more tire wear. And on the second stint also, Carlos managed to pull away from the Alpines initially, but he could not keep up with his teammate, which is not usual. We're still looking at why this is. Is it the driver at that track? Is it there was a problem with the car? There'll be a lot of work going on looking at data this week to ascertain why we struggle so much for pace with Carlos's car. With hindsight, would have we done something different? So with Charles, no, because we think that playing a different hand to Gasly was key. So whatever Gasly did, we had to do something different. We could not just do what Gasly did. But with Carlos now, in hindsight, maybe we would have done something different. Had we known that he would have suffered with tires so much, we were only a second away from having a free pit stop ahead of Fernando Alonso. So had we known we would struggle so much at the end, we would have done a second stop with Carlos around lap 51, 52, to then manage to keep Fernando behind on the closest stages of the race.